Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here, and I've been busy sorting through my studio, putting things for sale in my market booth, piling up stuff to show you in my video hauls, and just constant non-stop. But today's video is about my new coffee shop site. And Kofi is KO-FI.com, and then it's / my name. I will leave the link to the site below. And on that site, I have about 135 free images. I'm just going to adjust this camera. I see it's just a little bit wonky here. There we go. I think that's better. I have about 135 free digital download sheets that anybody can go. I don't even think you have to sign in. In fact, one of the followers is that's following my site is called Someone. so I don't even think you have to sign in, and you can go and download these sheets. And I wanted to come up with a way to make something for my members, or like for my subscribers on YouTube, that would be separated from those 135 sheets. And the 135 sheets is going to always grow. It's not going to just stop at 135. I think I've got about another 50 to upload before the end of this year to the free section. But I really wanted to come up with something and a method of giving things to my YouTubers that was exclusive to them, so that the average person coming along couldn't get these things, whether it be digital collage sheets, whether it be a physical product, something separate. And I'm cringing to say this, but the only way I could really do it, because I thought about having a separate site and then having a code, a secret code, but then, you know, codes can be shared by people, and then the next thing you know, it's public. So I cringe to say this, but I have a membership, and I charge a very small fee, because the Kofi site does allow you to have tiered followers and members. So the fee is $3, and it's a monthly fee of $3. Now, I don't know if you have to sign up for a year or 6 months. I'm pretty sure it's month to month, because it says monthly on my page, but it's $3 a month. And right now I have put up 10 digital collage sheets that are not for the public, because, you know, I used to sell digital collage sheets, and, you know, they take time to make, and so sometimes I've kept some of them to just give away or to give to somebody special. And again, I could do that separately, but it's hard to keep track. And as my members grow on YouTube, like my subscribers grow on YouTube, I don't think I'd be able to keep up sending out a collage sheet to everybody. It just seems too hard to do. And so I just thought, for $3, maybe you guys would be interested in joining the site and getting things that the general public doesn't get. And I don't want to stop there. So I want to offer some physical items as well for sale. And again, it's going to be at prices that you won't get off of that membership site. And on Kofi, I'm not even offering it to the general public. They have to become a member. They can see it, but they have to become a member in order to be able to get the prices and buy the items that I'm listing. So my first item that I'm listing is an ephemera kit, because I got a lot of ephemera. I have a lot of stuff. And, you know, in doing these thrifty Canucks hauls and on YouTube, you know, I want to keep showing you new content and fun things, but I've realized that, yeah, I got a lot of stuff. And so I came up with a little kit, and it is mailable at 100 grams, which I think it's like a £1/4 in the United States if you're using the old system, or not old, your system, imperial measurements. But it's 100 grams that I can mail, and I can mail it to Canada, US, and internationally. There is a slight variation in the shipping costs, and I've made that reflected in the price based on where you live. So I have a separate listing for Canada if you purchase. I have a separate listing for United States if you purchase, and then another one for international. And then you just purchase it at those prices, and the shipping is all written within the cost. So there is no other cost. That's what you pay, and you just pay it through PayPal. So I'm going to show you the kit, and then I'll discuss the prices, and I'll show you how and why I made up this kit the way I did. So I wanted to give you a little bit of everything, and I really am not charging very much, and I think that'll reflect at the end when I talk about the prices and why. But I wanted to give you a little bit of everything, and it helps me to clear out this stuff. You know, maybe I make a few dollars off of the membership, but I'm really not making much money when you consider the time and effort to prepare everything for this kit. But you'll see that at the end. So I've included 10 pieces of book pages. Now I have 2 music pages here. I just left them, if they were came out nicely, I just left them stuck together, but it is 2. So I'm giving you about 10 pages. And then I have 2 pages of this German script. Okay, and it's all written in German. Don't ask me what it says. I have no clue. It's in Old German, I think, or Low German. I have a couple of pages here. Oh, where did it go? I do have 2 of these. I just don't know where it went to. Of these rag paper. And then I have a couple pages of this. It's kind of like an industrial plumber's book. And I have 2 pages of ledger. And I'm sure it's probably just fallen out of the pile, but I do have another one. So there is 10 pages. And just to give you an idea, these plumber pages or industrial sheets come from this book, Steamfitter's Guide. And this book is the copyright is 1925 in this book. So I'm giving you a couple sheets from that book. This rag paper sheets here is very distressed, and that comes from this book. And I paid a lot of money for these books only because I wanted the leather cover, and I'm going to turn it into a journal for my husband someday. And this is from 1818, and I know it's hard to believe, but 1818. So I put a couple of pages, and since that one is missing, I have several of these books, and I've already emptied one. So this one is the next one that I'm going to empty. But yeah, so then you get 10 basic sheets minus the crumbs from the book of vintage book pages. And the German script comes from this book here. Again, I have several of these books, which is why I don't mind to share some of this, because I'm keeping a couple for myself, but the next books will be used for doing these kits. And so this one is, I think, it's from the early 1900s to 1918. So that just gives you an idea that most of these are pretty old. So the next thing I'm including, so that's 10 there. And then I've got a couple of these invoices, 2 copies, the yellow and the white. I have a couple of napkins, and the napkins will vary in each kit depending on how many kits you get, when you get them, and when I've run out of napkins and stuff. And not that I will ever run out of napkins, but I've already taken the 2 inside papers out of these books. And the reason for that is surprisingly, 2 of these sets from the 2 napkins, they weigh 5 grams. So I figured you don't really need them. And if I can take that away and give you something else to equal 5 grams, I will do it. And so there is a lot of process and thought that goes into creating this kit. So the next thing I want to show you is I have this sheet of rose die cuts. These are made in England, and there's 4 on the page. You just cut them up. They're all pre-cut for you. I have a couple of postcards. These ones in this kit that I'm showing you are blank on the back side, but I do have some that are written on and have stamps, and some of them have dates. It all depends which kit. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm including 4 different wine labels, and these will again vary in each set because I have a lot of different ones. My husband makes wine, and most of the kits include wine labels in the kits. And I've also gone and collected some here and there. I buy some once in a while. Like, this is such a pretty one, and I just think there's so many possibilities of what you can do with this wine label. So they're nice to add into journals. I also find that they're great if you back them onto something and turn it into a journal card. They're pretty much ready to go, and they're in beautiful colors. I thought I had 4. Here we go. Yeah, here's the third one, this Cabernet Sauvignon. And I have another one, Cabernet Sauvignon. And this one, I think, is a sticker. And these are also great if you don't like the design. They're also great that you can collage over top of them, and it's still a sticker. So there are possibilities to use it for other sources. I also keep several of these ones that are stickers in my purse for a quick... I have cats and a dog, so every once in a while you have, if you're wearing a black shirt and you go somewhere and you're covered in cat hair, because it just seems to accumulate so easily, I have these in my purse to do a quick cleanup whenever I need to. So yeah, there are other options for using the wine labels. So there's that. And then I included some tags, some of my multiple floral books that I have that you've seen in the past. And then there's this one. And again, it depends on what I was working with at the time when I was making these kits as to what you got. Sometimes there's other styles of tags. Sometimes there's more than 3. It just varies. Again, it's all based on weight. And I'll give you again more information. I included a paper doily. Sometimes you may get 2 paper doilies. I have a couple of those little tea bag papers because I realize I don't need 300 of them, so I can put some of these in my kits. I have a page from that diary with the handwriting. I have a couple of Chinese banknotes. They're not real banknotes. They're like, they call it hell money, but it's really cool if you ink over top of these and distress it and crunch them up and then put it in your journals. It looks like real money. And then some different tickets I have on hand. These are vintage liquor tickets, a little fancier. A label, a vintage wine or cooler label. This is a pay stub from, let's see, it is from, I know the year is on here because I've seen it. I know it's in the 1950s. It might be on the other side. I'm not sure, but yeah. Oh, here it is. It's 1954. So it's a vintage pay stub. Somebody made $126 for the week. I have a bingo card. I have 2 glassine bags. One of them has a little piece of paper in it. I don't know what's on it. These are used bags. I got a whole pile of them at an estate not too long ago, so I'm putting a large and a small in each kit. There's a scorecard, a couple of flashcards. This can also be used like a tag or a journal card. And then I included some die cuts. I have this index card with a tab die cut. I have some book page flowers. And these were die cut out of books, old books, but they may be on occasion die cut out of fabric. There's at least 8 here, I think, altogether. I have a leaf that I just put with it because I thought, you know, leaves and flowers. And then this is just a little folded a miniature file folder. And then I included about 10 images. So, you know, there's vintage women. Here I have a vintage child. This one I think is kind of a vellum-y type paper. It looks like vellum. These were some strips from a Tim Holtz package. So there's about 10 images. You know, I'll put a couple of these in each one, but when I run out of them, you know, then it'll be 10 assorted images. It's just enough to play with. And then I'll never run out of these. There's some kind of a label. One says Northwest Territories. The other one says Newfoundland. I have lots of them. And then some little bits and pieces of ephemera that, you know, I've bought online here and there. Here's some little fairy cards, but they'll change depending on what I have on hand. And then these are little wine. These are vintage wine. I think it's for the top of the cork on a bottle, or on the top of the bottle somehow. Then I have a couple of milk caps, and then I have some vintage Canadian stamps. And there's at least 4 there. And all of these things will interchange depending on, you know, because I don't have an unlimited supply of the same milk cap. So you may get a pink one and a blue one. You may get a different kind of flash card. You may get a plain card instead of this little flash card. You may get a yellow bingo card. It's all going to vary, but it'll be similar and equally the same. And when they're all put together, or to mail in the package, they will be tied with a couple pieces of ribbon. So either I'll have ribbon or lace or a combination of both. And it will go in a manila envelope, and whichever way it fits best. And I will cut off the rest of the envelope and fold it over and give it one final weigh. Now, when I say one final weigh, that's because I have to allow 2 grams for sealing it with tape. And then I have to allow 1 gram of indifference that the post office may have, because sometimes I'm dead on as far as my scale, but sometimes I am 1 gram out. So I will pretty much stop this package at 97 grams. So just to give you an idea, and it comes down to that, but just to give you an idea, this is what it will look like packaged up. And I think I have enough weight still in here that I should be able to put a piece of lace wrapped around. I'm really not supposed to put anything other than paper in these things. But if I'm using it as a method of tying, I'm hoping that, you know, it's kind of overlooked, that it's not paper. You know, it's kind of tied up with string, just wide string. And it doesn't fit this way. So you can see already that there's a problem there. So I have to go this way. But sometimes just cutting off that flap on the envelope is enough. And I can trim this down, fold it over, and a little bit of tape, and I can make this 2 grams less. And so in doing that, it all boils down to how much more I can give you. So when I'm doing this, for example, you know, I may run out of a music sheet that's this size and this weight. And maybe in another kit, I'm going to give you a smaller one. And maybe in another kit, I don't have 2 full-size napkins. Maybe I have 1 dinner one and a luncheon one. But it will be equally nice images. But the luncheon one, of course, once you take the 2 papers away, is going to be less weight than 2 of these. And same with the dinner napkin. It's a little bit narrower and longer, but it might be less weight than this. So wherever I can recapture a few grams, I can add a few more things like another image or more stamps. So I will always give you to the maximum. I actually have a little box that I've set aside so that as I'm actually packaging these, because I have them all done, the kit's made, but I haven't packaged them because again, it depends on where it's going, and it depends on what the weight is as to what I can put in it. And I don't want to cut down envelopes if nobody's going to buy these things. So I want to wait until I actually sell them to see if I need to package them. But so I will always find a way to give you a few extra little things. So I guarantee about 65 plus pieces in the kit. And if you went and add this, I think it's well over 75. And if I can slip a few more things in, I will add to it because I have no shortage of stuff. But either way, it's got to end at around 97 grams. So just to show you, I've got my scale here. And this kit that's done up with the flap still on here, I have to wait till it clears to 0. Hope you can see my scale. There we go. Okay, at 0. Yeah, this is 101 grams. So by the time I cut the flap off, that's it. But again, I know that I can adjust other kits depending on what's in it. But either way, this is sort of the basics of what is in the kit. And why I went with 100 grams is, of course, price. Now, in Canada, it cost me $2 something with the tax. It's about $2.50 with the tax, almost $3 with my envelope to mail this package out to you. So at $5, you can see I'm not making a lot of money, right? And then to send it to the United States, it is I'm charging $7 to go to United States, and it's about $4 with everything. They're sort of to send everything. So I'm just making it where it's a couple of dollars above all my costs, and that's just to cover, you know, the cost of my supplies. And I get to keep some of the stuff that I buy for myself. And then it's just nice to have the rest of this to be reimbursed in some small way so that I can go and buy more and share more back with you. Now, I can't really do like fabric or lace or trims in this size of kit because I'm keeping it at the 100 grams. And this way I can send out to international customers because I know they have a hard time getting some of our supplies because the shipping is so expensive. But if I can keep it under 100 grams, international, it costs me $6.39. Plus it costs me for the envelope and tax. It's about $7. I'm charging $9. And something else that I forgot to mention in that fee is also there's a 35-cent PayPal fee. So it's really not about $2. It's about $1.50. And I could go on and on, but like hopefully I'm still making $1.50 by the time I'm done. But either way, even if I'm not making any money, the fact that you're getting a membership in order to be able to buy this is giving me something back. So one way or another, I'm getting a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. So this is how I'm justifying why I'm doing this. This kit will be available for sale in my store. But right off the top, in Canada, it's going to have a $10 price tag on it. And there is a $1 handling fee, which everybody gets charged. And then there is the fact that you have to spend $10 or more in Canada. And for any of my United States customers that come along, they would pay $10 for this as well. And they would have to pay a $9 shipping fee plus the $1 handling fee. So they are better to add on more things because the shipping in my website or on my website is the same for United States customers. It's a flat $9 plus the $1 handling fee. And that covers, doesn't matter how much they buy. So as they buy more, the shipping gets absorbed and I pay the difference out of my own pocket. So it's just a way to keep the shipping costs down and encourage you to buy a little bit more so that I don't have to charge you those outrageous fees. And then in Canada, of course, I can go up to 500 grams in a document like this. And as long as I can squeeze it through the slot, I can still keep it as document mail. It's when you get into the bigger items. But then usually they cost more, so it works out in the end anyway. But the minimum price, no matter if you're Canada or US and you're going to my website, is $10 to buy this very same kit. So for Canada, you're buying it for $5, and US, I'm charging $7, and same with international. And international, I really don't have an option for people to buy internationally on my website, but if they contact me privately, I would still sell to them, but it would be based on whatever they're buying. So they would also start at $10 to buy this on my website. So that is why and how I can offer this stuff back to the people who follow my channel and give you the best price I can give you. And it's not about making money. It's more about having a captive audience and people who come and watch my YouTube hauls and like the stuff so that I can give some of it back to you in a very small way for a very small amount of money. So I hope that makes sense. This is only the start. I do want to do a really huge, I'm going to call it the kahuna or the big mega kit. I did them a couple years ago in Canada and United States, but I'm doing them a little differently this year, or for 2023. Again, it will be offered to members only, and that kit will be absolutely massive. It will be a huge box, and I will talk more about that next year when I'm getting ready to launch that. But this is just a little starter mini kit. You know, it's just fun to sometimes have different things to play with, see what other people find interesting and collect, and sometimes take you out of your comfort zone to work with different products. So I hope you'll be interested in buying these. I hope I haven't bored you too much with this video. The link to the coffee shop is down below in the description, and I will also there's also 10 digital collage sheets waiting for you. As if you become a member, they're waiting for you right away, and you can also decide whether or not you want to purchase this from me. And the digital collage sheets are all free to members. It's just that the general public can't get to them. So this is my way of saying thank you to my YouTube subscribers. I hope that this makes sense as to why I'm charging and how I have to charge, and you know, that you can see the layout. And if you go to the Canada Postage website and see the different prices for a 100-gram document envelope, whether I'm sending it to Canada, US, or international, and then whatever the numbers are there, you can add 15% tax, because that's what I have to pay in New Brunswick, is 15% tax. And then you have to consider the 35-cent PayPal fee, and the fact that I have to use an envelope and tape to package this, and my time. I think you'll find that this is well worth the money that I'm charging on the site. So again, I hope I haven't bored you too much. That's my little commercial video that I'm doing. I do hope to have another video up later today or tomorrow that is a fun little tutorial. And then, of course, tomorrow will be my Thrifty Thursday. So thank you very much for stopping in. I wish you all a very creative day and a creative week, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon. Bye for now.